Hey guys, welcome to episode 12 of the Flixwatcher Podcast. I'm Kobe.
And I'm Helen. On this episode of Flixwatcher, we are joined by Tony and Jay from the awesome podcast How to Write a Tune, and they have chosen Jet Li's The One.
And if you want to hear more about us or read more about us online, come to our website, flixwatcher.tv, visit us and join in the banter with us on Twitter at FlixWatcherPod, and head over to iTunes, subscribe to us, review us, and share with your friends. So guys, just as a big reminder, all films on the podcast were available on Netflix at the time of recording. There will be bad language, there will be spoilers. I hope you enjoy it. See you later.
Hello and welcome to Flixwatcher, where we discuss films that you can catch on Netflix. This week we are going to be discussing Jet Li's The One, and we are joined by Jay and Tony. Jay, do you want to say hello?
Sure. My name's Jay, and I am the host of a podcast called How to Write a Tune, where we sit down with musicians each week and talk to them about how they write and some war stories from the road, and genuinely try and find out how they write songs, but as a rule just spin off into a random conversation.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
My name's Tony. Other than being the producer on How to Write a Tune, Jay and I are also directors of a company called GL Productions for all of your content creation needs.
Ooh.
Excellent. Glad to have you here with us today. So, as I mentioned, we will be discussing Jet Li's The One. I'm sure we're okay to refer to it as The One.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest.
Why does it need that preface?
Just to make sure you know Jet Li's in it.
Yeah, because he's not in it more than once at all. Or
No.
anything.
Oh, I like it.
So,
All
it
right.
is Tony's choice. Tony, why?
Why, Tony? Why?
Well, other than it's an excellent movie, I was looking through the Netflix. I wasn't quite sure what to go with. I use Netflix quite a lot, but I probably watch more series on there than movies. So I was looking for movies, and I was thinking, made a little short list, and I didn't really like all of the ones. And then Jet Li's The One, I just hadn't watched it since I was a kid. The first time I watched it, I remember thinking, that was an excellent movie. So I chose it, and then I watched it again, and I was right. It's an excellent movie.
Who else made it to your shortlist?
It was Tank Girl.
Tank Girl.
There was some site. Event Horizon.
Event
Oh, yeah.
Horizon. Ooh.
That's-
That's a good
Yeah,
shout.
and I just
Scary.
so you can see, I
Scared the life
probably
out of
could have gone with that, but no. Jet Li's The One. But then having gone and listened to it, watched it again, I remember why I had great memories of it. It was that late 90s, 2000s new metal soundtrack throughout, and it's just as one of his early forays into
English
American
language, yeah.
movies. It was a pretty good example of martial arts and CGI all mixed in, while being totally ridiculous at the same time.
I'm not sure it's a good example of CGI or martial arts.
No?
I don't know. I think
know.
for its time, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
But-
it holds up.
We're coming off the back of The Matrix here,
Yeah.
and that's a game changer. And in The Matrix, those guys don't know Kung Fu, no matter what they say.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's not I'm not a kung fu movie expert either, which is
Or
it's quite a
fan.
strange, strange
fan.
I've noticed you're not much of a Kung Fu fan. It's a really weird choice.
I
Jay.
like kung fu movies. I just don't watch a lot of them.
No. Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not watching Marco Polo at the moment. That's kind of kung fu. No, it's not.
No.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but the way that because it's in that era, so it is that Matrix time. It's in that era where there were still good stunt people because the CGI wasn't good enough yet. So there's the kind of the halfway house between the CGI. There's a couple of silly moments where he's picking up the motorcycle.
Oh, good lord.
For instance, and that's maybe a little pushing it. It doesn't quite look right, but to be honest, most of it it holds
I
up for me.
disagree. I think that looks great. We're watching it, and he genuinely, like, they have thrown some motorcycles, like actually taken out a motorcycle and thrown it across.
But only
the
at the
road.
last second.
Yeah.
When he picks them up, it's pretty like.
God, and they don't show it too much, It's that nice kind of crossover period because it's got to be around the same sort of time as Blade, isn't it?
Yeah,
after.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because I think Blade and then The Matrix were very at the same time. I remember when the guy jumped from building to building in Blade 1, I was like, well, that's it. That's it. Movies just got great. Wow, no one's ever seen that before. And that was what's his name? Nike advert boy, Keanu Reeves doing the jump. You remember the Nike advert when they're in a big white room?
What?
No? Okay. No worries. Back to 1999. Sorry. I fell in there for a second. Not remember those great Nike adverts when they used to sit in the big white room and it'd be in black and white, someone who'd be playing guitar or something? No, just me.
No idea what you're talking about.
YouTube it. It's the nuts. It's very much like the scene when he's in the big white room. With it. Yeah, exactly.
Is that before Apple
yes,
copyrighted
Apple
white?
All white advertising. But I think the CGI holds up. He's got his little phone thing.
Yeah, like that. For instance, that's pre-smartphone and iPad.
Is that what
and post-tricorder, and it's kind of a nice mix of a kind of smartphone with a little CGI pop-up thing on
the
it.
smartphone gets bigger as you use it?
Totally. Why? Tell me you don't want one of them,
isn't it? It's smart. It's got the smarts.
So I'm going to backtrack. So can you kind of sum up the one in, sort of...
Sure.
So it makes sense.
Can you tell me what was going
The
on,
story
basically?
has some small contextual issues. I will preface this with. I won't go too deep into them. But essentially, there are 124 realities, multiverses.
Right.
Only 124. Why would there be infinite? Let's not go into that. Right. 122 Jet Lis are dead, or not at the beginning. The last one dies.
And
so then there's two
slight
left.
changes in each universe.
Yeah, they're all slightly different parallel universes, but yeah. And so there's two left at the end, and there's the protagonist and the antagonist. They're both Jet Li.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
Nice.
No need for a bad guy. You got both in one. And so, yeah, one of them is trying... And essentially, they get more powerful every time one of them dies. The remaining ones get more powerful, and the bad one is trying to kill all the other ones so he can become the one. Tell me that, that's all you need. That's all you need to know.
Genuinely, I actually quite like that concept for a story.
Yeah.
I think it's 124 nonsense. I like the idea of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Just make them, but it has to have, I guess, some kind of
It
confinement.
was before they got physicists in to talk about how they were going to write it, right? They didn't really care.
It's not interstellar levels of exploration.
NDT, is that right?
Yeah. 124, might be 25.
They could have just watched Sliders for a little bit. That taught us that there's infinite amount of universes.
But the idea, I think, as one of them dies, you get stronger. I think that's kind of a cool concept for it. So you get a guy who's just a bit evil and thinks, right, I want to kill all the other ones, so I want to be the most infinitely strong version of me I can be. But then there's, when...
It gets a bit silly in the middle. No, we haven't even mentioned that Jason Statham's in it, trying to do an American accent.
That's on my
That's on-
notes.
that's
So
on my
Last time he ever did an American accent, I think, because they were like, just stop it. Stop it.
From now on, you just can whisper.
Yeah. We were watching it briefly earlier, and there's a couple of lines where he sounds like Sylvester. He's like, suck it. That's how his go-to American accent. Apparently, it is. Oh, it's brilliant.
I think I remember he did the good old shit kind of.
Yeah.
That was.
But it's also
Good
it's
moment.
early Statham, so it's him
With hair.
He's still trying to be Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
He hasn't realised that he can actually, pretend to fight a little bit as well, and
Go
probably
full Willis.
go beyond Willis. Essentially, he's in some ways he's never going to be better than Bruce Willis, but he's gone beyond him in terms of fight scene. He's gone pretty deep on fight scenes, but at this point he was just, I'm just being a new Willis, aren't I?
Don't really know what I'm doing. They
No.
just, boy.
I've got a funny phone.
But it's also like his fourth movie.
Yeah,
It's
so
not bad.
no,
it's after Lock, Stock, it's after Snatch.
but it's his first American movie.
First
I think,
American
isn't
movie.
it?
But it isn't.
Oh no, there's one more.
We looked it up. There's
I
a shocking
wanna
movie.
see it.
Yeah, there's a
I really wanna
shocking
see it.
movie called Into
remember.
Deep or Into Something, and it's starring Ja Rule
Oh, brilliant.
and no, can't remember the other guy.
Another rapper, I think.
Another rapper. Two
And
rappers.
Statham's
Like,
a gangster.
Yeah, he wears some
like,
suits.
A mob boss.
They're
of
quite
some
pimpy
sort.
suits.
Yeah, looks great.
But he's English. He's full British. He's
So this is his
you
first-
even know how to make a record.
Oh, yeah.
And Ja Rule's like, yeah, I absolutely do. Do you? And then bam, he's American. That's it. He's taken over.
And then bam, he's not American anymore.
Ever again. Even
he is, and then he's not.
like in the Expendables, right? He's probably meant to be an American, but he doesn't put the accent. He doesn't. He's just dropped it. He's just playing.
but now he just has a good
plain
whisper,
accent,
doesn't he?
right? Yeah.
I think his agent just said, "Look, sit down. Don't do American again."
Firstly, shave your head, would
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
embarrassing
You're
us
looking
all
like-
now.
25 years old and you're like 50-year-old Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it's it's a shocking accent though.
Yeah.
That is not good work. How does the director let that happen? How does he sit there and be like, good take? Yeah. No. You got to do that again. You say his lines.
Maybe it did do. Maybe we don't know how many takes each shot took.
Exactly, yeah.
Are you saying
That was
that's the
the
best they could squeeze out of Jason?
I think it's part of the charm. I think they encouraged it.
Well, speaking of directors, it's directed by James Wong, who I happen to be quite a fan of the Final Destination films, and he did with, was it Glenn Morgan? He did a couple of the successful X-Files
it's big.
episodes as well.
right.
It's big in the X-Files.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Oeuvre.
I think he'd probably done the first Final Destination before this, so fairly, the CGI in that is pretty goodish.
Yeah, actually, for the time.
His-
very
Fantastic.
Yeah, his directing that is pretty good, and I say I'm a big fan of that, and his X-Files work. This, not so much.
Went from strength to strength, I know.
Well, I've been watching X-Files recently from start to finish.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually
Great man.
it really does hold up.
Yeah, it's good. It's very slow at the beginning.
It is.
I remember when I tried, I was like, wow, this is slow. But once you get into it, it
Well,
rolls.
there's lots of the truth is out there, but no, like what the truth or where they're talking about. Yeah.
But Darren Morgan and Tony Wong, they have a wicked partnership, and I can't remember any of the names of the episodes now, but it's, when you're just researching, doing the Wikipedia, okay, that's good.
And you start to
When you
see
think
directors
about it.
come up more often.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Wong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what else has he done? So Final Destination. There's some other things that he's.
So was this his kind of live action big break as a director then?
Yeah, not
Nailed
really.
it.
This is after.
Nailed
So
it.
this is after Final Destination.
Yeah, but like live action as in
Oh,
straight
right.
actors, not CGI. The first Final Destination, that was groundbreaking, right, wasn't it? Remember a lot of talk about the hair.
Yeah, when the plane, that plane exploding scene, when the first time you see that,
Yeah.
I remember as a kid seeing that and being like, wow, that's pretty,
That's dark.
not seen much.
And I'm
things
sure they
that
talked
close.
about hair a lot. Like they used the hair generator that they used on Monsters Inc. to get hair right for the first time.
What? On
Yeah.
Final Destination?
Yeah.
You're talking about Final Fantasy.
Oh, what's Final Destination?
The guy, Devon Sawyer.
The one where he
is that his
foresees
name?
his death,
They missed the plane thing.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
and then
Oh,
death's
my
gonna
Lord.
come back.
That's why you're like, that's why it's like a real movie, like a live action movie.
Okay, all right. Wow. Okay, that guy didn't
Have another
a
go at that
career.
one, Jay.
In that case, he did really well. Jet Li might be his best part of his career.
Yeah, I'd
Did
say
he
the
only
one.
take the first Final Destination? Because isn't there 17?
I
of them?
think
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not sure if he did the most recent ones, but he was definitely involved with the earlier ones,
Oh, okay.
which I've seen. I have seen them all.
I've seen them all, absolutely. The log one's really cool. Because every time I drive any car with a log, it's like, right, pull
yeah,
over.
yeah. You start hearing AC/DC on the radio. I don't know.
Pull over. Not Final Fantasy.
What do you make of the special effects? Do you think this holds up, Helen?
Oh, can I just say 2 words? Rat bomb.
Rat bomb.
That's not a special effect, that's part of the story. And you can criticise the story till you blow in the face. But yeah, I didn't realise till he pointed it out to me earlier that the chick at the start who has the rat
Rat
bomb
bomb
in her
girl.
shoe
It's the same.
is this chick. It's the same chick.
Yeah.
I never clocked that in all the years I've watched that movie until today.
Which says it's a movie with subtle
It's his
nuances.
girlfriend in the
In
other
the other-
dimension.
okay, that
but
would make
that's
sense.
his
So you
real
didn't get
one.
that either.
No, but
Never clocked it.
So she's in the multiverse. Well, not in the multiverse. In the kind of original, the bad Jet Li universe. He's the
Yeah.
guy. She's in the pink.
with him,
She's
yeah.
the pink with the red
it's
wig.
kind of romantic
That's
that they'll
exactly- I
find
think
each other in whatever
explain the rat
No
bomb.
matter what,
universe.
they are destined to be together, those two, and no matter what universe, because then at the end,
Well, it also
heavy
makes it a
spoilers.
lot heavier
Spoilers.
when he kills the one in the other universe. He kills
Yeah, he
other
knows
Jet
who
Li's
he's
wife.
killing.
Yeah.
And when he does
Exactly.
that, but never knowing that, it makes that a lot darker.
Actually,
Yeah.
it does. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
dark. So,
Doesn't explain the rat bomb. to me.
So-
yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry about that.
so
could a rodent of that size generate that kind of exploit? I'm
In that
skeptical.
multiverse,
One
it's hard to
simple
say.
word. One simple word. Wanted. Yes, rat bombs work. We know they work in force. Because that's a big part of that movie.
Wanted.
Yeah, Wanted
I'm
with Angelina Jolie.
Well,
and
yeah, with the bending
James
bullets.
McAvoy. With
Yeah.
bendy bullets. Bendy bullets.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh,
I'll
it's
check it
It's
out.
really-
It's
watch
alright.
it. It's fun.
Is
It's
it?
alright. Yeah, it's fun. Exactly. And that is a big part of it. Rat bombs. It's important. Peanut butter and rat bombs.
So how does that work? How does a rat bomb? How do you come up with an idea? Because the story for the listeners, if you haven't seen this, spoilers, is Carla Gugino, who is Jet Li's girlfriend in all the different dimensions. She turns up to his execution, gets scanned with the wand, And of course, they're not scanning for rat bombs. So
But presumably the rat's still got explosives in it.
Well, it's got a metal.
It's got a
thing.
spike.
Is it metal or the fuse? I don't.
It's
really
got an
don't know
antenna
anything.
coming out its ass.
Yeah.
To put it mildly. But yeah, no, presumably, we don't know.
Classic
We don't know
rat.
the physics of that multiverse. We
the
don't know what
antenna
the
come out-
scientists have come up with.
we will
Rats.
check this out.
Rats might be all the rage.
And she's got her little ring flicky on switch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it changes colour because it's science fiction, isn't it?
There's some great LED in this, wasn't there? There's a storm watch that Jason Statham had that turned green and red.
solid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they had that little doohickey widget that Delroy Lindo had that said, if this turns red, that means...
Bomb.
Yeah.
They had the little bomb.
Yeah.
So the bomb, right, has has this watch where you can tell if it went off, but even though it's nothing to do with you. So someone else has the bomb, you can be like, here, have this watch, and if it goes off, it will change colour, which will be awesome. That is a very bespoke feature.
And what if
Don't
there's
into this
another bomb nearby?
No.
Surely it's
that wouldn't
detecting
work.
like a local. I don't know.
No, it's, exactly. They built 1,000 bombs and 1,000 extra watches.
I mentioned you can't pick holes in the story
Fair enough.
because there are just far too many.
Fair enough.
So it is kind of a post-Matrix film. I mean, the fight
Yeah.
scenes. How do we rate them?
I mean, considering he's fighting himself a lot of the. I mean, in the
Wait.
main fight scene at the end, that is.
Yeah.
When he distinguishes who is who.
He just rips his
rolling,
shirt off
yeah.
for no reason at all, just so you know. And then just after
Classic
that,
kung
they
fu.
finish fighting, and he kind of gets a little bit on fire, and he has to take his shirt off so they look the same again.
Yeah.
But it's not. He's not really on fire. He's just like, oh no, and
Ooh.
he flicks his shirt off. It's like, oh
Ooh.
no, I wonder what's gonna happen.
There's going to be confusion.
But the fight scenes against other people. I mean, it's Statham and Delroy, isn't it? You know, they're not.
It's
This is
pretty-
before Statham learned any
Yeah.
martial arts as well.
Yeah.
This is probably when he realised he wanted to like do this because he definitely didn't know much in this one,
No.
which actually makes his progression to transporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
Big jump.
That's a very.
But then I think if you hang out with the best martial artists
Jet
on the
Li,
planet,
innit?
yeah. Teach me something. It's so easy.
Hmm.
I like the difference of martial art styles. I think that's really, really good because different people are coming from different multiverses or whatever it's called. The bad guy whose name is like Yulaw.
laws. Yeah.
Yulaw, well done, sir. I mean, the problem is you see all of the
All the laws.
124 laws,
Yeah.
which are pretty good. Cowboy law and like
Blonde head law.
blonde-haired law,
Yeah,
stereotypical.
it's like beach bum.
Yeah, stereotypical beach bum, disco law. But the two fighting styles are really good. Like the bad guy is very aggressive and it's a very forward-moving, attacky kind of kung fu. I mean, I don't know any kung fu, but it seems very oosh. Whereas the other one's very whoosh, you know? It's very,
Well,
it's-
he's a good guy, Jet Li, so he learns a different.
he's more Tai Chi.
different style
he's
and
inner.
when he pulls it out in that final battle, the bad guys all like, "Woo, what's that then, eh?"
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can't handle it.
I've not seen
expecting
that
it.
before. I only do.
The
Bad
CGI with regards to his face though is great. In the fight, you know, you really don't see any time when it's not. Yeah, that's Jet Li, and that's Jet Li again, and you know, it's probably not.
Yeah, the other guy looks quite a lot like Jet Li from the back.
Yeah,
Called a wig.
yeah,
Yeah.
solid Lee wig.
I thought that final fight scene was actually the best part of the film. Lee versus Lee. I thought
Yeah.
it was good. I thought it was a good fight scene. There's bombs going off, and there was some stupid CGI. Like when the sparks are flying down.
Nice.
I just think post Terminator 2, for example, there's just better. You can do better, but maybe the budget. I don't know what the budget was in this film. Can't have been that high.
couldn't have been that high. They didn't even have a bad guy. Like they pay one guy. You know, how much does Jet Li cost to all like every antagonist or whatever?
And the other reason I very much like it is I remember as a kid first seeing it and watching the end. And the end of the movie where the bad Jet Li gets sent to the Hades universe,
Yeah.
and he just fights standing on top of the
That's-
pyramid, fighting off
that's true.
all the bad people. That's when I was sitting there like, sequel, can't wait, it's gonna be great. Never made it. The sequel would have been the movie.
Yeah,
Good
great
Jet Li
movie.
has to go to Hades to
Big
take out
movie.
bad Jet Li because he's building an army of the ones.
Something
You know,
like it. It's good.
I could write this. I'm telling you.
That's good.
It'll be better than the first one.
That's a great scene to end the movie on.
I thought it was quite cool actually.
It's a big scene.
And even though they drop
Pyramids.
Papa Roach, it works. You know,
Yeah,
that's
they make the most of Papa Roach.
just
The
tough to
soundtrack.
do.
The soundtrack is the bomb.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's
just
so nostalgic.
Godsmack, Papa Roach, Linkin Park. I think even gets in there
Of
somewhere.
course they do. Of course they
But it all
do.
drops big at those moments. It keeps the movie driving. I remember watching it. Like you say, it is quite a. It has some shoddy moments, but the soundtrack keeps the movie going. It keeps me anyway gripped. I'm in because that was the music I listened to as a kid. You know,
And the movie's
when that
aware
movie
of it.
came out.
And the movie's aware that the music's all going to be of this one kind of like seminal soundtrack because he's even
Drowning Pool. That's the other one.
Oh,
Like 3 Drowning Pool tracks in there.
Old school band. But he's sat in the front seat at one point in a van.
Yeah.
A bad guy sticking on some tunes and he like listens to the country music, no, and some Boys to Men or something. He's like, no. And then he kicks on some new metal tune basically and he's like, love this town. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, you know, the movie knew that it was gonna
Play this, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool because it doesn't happen often. Not when they go that like full deep with it as well. There was barely a soundtrack. It was just constant like no.
Yeah, the incidental music was big.
Just out of interest, is it just you, Tony, who'd seen that before? Or this was the first time I'd seen it?
This is the first time I'd seen it, yeah.
I've seen it tons of times. It's a great movie.
Oh yeah, no. To me, like it came out. As I say, it was that first Jet Li movie that I think first big one anyway in the US, and then there was what was it?
Romeo Must Die.
Romeo Must Die was a couple of years beforehand. That
Oh,
was
was it?
actually Romeo. I think Romeo Must Die was beforehand.
His first one
That
was
the setup,
with Lethal
but
Weapon 4 was his first
Lethal Weapon
US
4
movie,
was
yeah.
the first one where it's that we were talking about that earlier. I mean, the idea that those two could have Jet Li is just stupid.
Those two old wheezing men. He's not a Lethal Weapon anymore, and quite frankly, hasn't been since number 2.
He barely was at any point in any of the movies, quite frankly. But anyway, not
podcast.
yeah, there was not Lawless. Was it Lawless? Was that the name of the movie? There's another Jet Li movie that came out like the following year,
Right.
which just wasn't the one. I remember watching it and being, that's an alright movie. It's not the one though.
He did a lot of movies around that time.
Yeah.
There was Romeo Eats Pies.
That's a cringeworthy
Was he
movie.
the Bulletproof Monk, or was that someone else?
No, that was
No.
Chow Yun-Fat and
Okay.
Sean William
Scott.
Scott.
Great movie.
Great movie. Great movie.
Stupid. I actually
We saw that
watched
in the cinema together.
I know. Watch that back now. That doesn't hold up.
That doesn't.
They never held up in the first place. But
I can't believe this holds up to you.
maybe I don't watch that many kung fu movies, but I know when I think back to the 2000s, I remember a lot of terrible CGI, and when I watched that, I didn't think terrible.
Like the speed stuff he's doing is it's
Yeah, they
alright,
did some
it's
good slow-mo.
possible.
They did
It's
some good slow-mo.
just about possible, like especially for the time. It's one of those ones where I'm like, nah, well done. That was big. That probably cost £1 million
For that one bit.
for that 2-second shot. Yeah.
When we were watching it, when we were preparing for this podcast episode, Helen sent me a text on WhatsApp. Why? The text read, "Why are we watching Jet Li?"
Because I couldn't find any Jackie Chan movies.
Why
Okay?
why am I watching the one? But I think the same. If I'd have seen this when I was younger, 21, at university, and I think I probably would have.
It's very much of that era
Yeah.
with the soundtrack, and with the action, with the the choice of actors, the kind of themes as well. It
Yeah.
is.
And like
It
you
is
say with
like
the Matrix connection, the grasping for more of that
Yeah.
was at that time.
Ka-ching, cashing in on
Yeah.
that kind of thing, and I like the soundtrack is completely of that time as well.
Martial arts were quite big at that time because you had Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon,
Yeah, that was
and all those beautiful. I can't remember the names of them at the moment. Set in China. What the hell? I used to love those films.
Yeah, and Jackie Chan had kind of done the films with Owen Wilson as well around that time, so it was that's kind of
they
the
were great.
Yeah.
And the
I
Chris
really
Tucker
enjoyed-
movies.
Yeah, and that kind
Rush
of
Hour was
Rush Hour, yeah.
wasn't it? That
so kind of
right.
like a real kind of crossover, a lot bigger than what had been before, to more of a mainstream audience across.
Here,
channels
like
as well.
Hero, for example.
Because that was his last epic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was Jet Li's last epic. And I was like, what, he's not going to make movies anymore because it's all he's done for a little while is make epic movies. But
You're either a questionable bad guy, or what else are you going to do?
he's not going to do a rom-com, you know? Like, I don't want to see Jet Li being like, I can't stop loving you. That's going to be really weird, you know?
But so I was watching a lot of kung fu films at the time,
Okay.
and they were beautiful. Like I say, Heroes, magic. I saw those in the cinema, and then you had things like with the Warrior King, Tum Yung Gung,
Yeah.
and they were really visceral and hard. And this was just kind of, I love Jet Li. I think he's amazing, but the CGI was just like, it just took me out of it so often. That thing with the motorcycles was ridiculous. Picking up 2 Harley Davidsons, of course he's a superhero, really.
He's as strong as 100.
Yeah.
I meant 64. 63 Jet Lis.
Smacking someone. It's like you tangoed someone with 2 motorcycles.
Yeah,
didn't you?
God, you don't want to be jet lead.
Let's not forget Statham's little it's like his first ever emotional scene where he sees his partner in a different multiverse, and his partner's died, and his partner's died, but he sees another version.
Lindo, what's his first name?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and he works at a gas station, and he goes up to him and gives him the speech, and the kid's just like, "What are you talking about?" But that's Jason Statham genuinely attempting to act emotion. Like, you don't see that very often.
He nails it. Like, that's the moment with his dead comrade, no?
I'm just saying, Damon would have nailed it.
So these guys were, Jason Statham and Delroy Lindo were multiverse agents.
Yeah, and has Delroy Lindo ever played anyone other than the detective?
Well,
I don't think so.
it was in Romeo Must Die, I think.
Detective.
Yeah,
Was he
A
a
Life
detective
Less
in that?
Ordinary. He's a detective in that.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Detective.
I think the only thing I can think of is Get Shorty when he's the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
With Tony Soprano as his heavy. Remember that guy's name?
No. What, Tony Soprano?
Yeah.
Oh, blank.
James
Goodness.
I know, me
Gandolfini.
too. James
Gandolfini, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Jeez. Yeah, apart from that, full on detectives across the board, isn't it? Simple as that.
These multiverse agents, what is their point? To stop people from traversing between this technology that they've
It
created?
does seem that way, and for some reason they're pretty hard. They're able. Jet Li doesn't kill them.
No.
Like I think.
Yeah.
Until he kills them.
One of them is like. The guy he eventually does kill is his old partner, so he's all like, "Oh, I don't want to kill you," but he never kills Statham. He has
He never kills
all the opportunities. It doesn't make any sense.
His all
He should definitely kill Statham at some point.
His all the opportunities, and he's as strong as 123 Jet Lis.
Yeah.
And-
63.
63. Oh yeah, sorry, my maths. Oh yeah.
Oh wait, 61.
62.
Oh, I don't know. But
He's as strong as at least 60 Jet Lis. And he can't beat the Statham, so that's how strong Statham is.
He snaps a couple of legs and arms, though.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he does.
He does.
But Statham
Shakes that
brushes it
off.
off very well. He's still crawling around at the end.
By the time they get back to the multiverse HQ, he's just like walking around, sending people places.
I know where to send them.
Yeah, the one I don't sheesh, I can succotash. It's the worst accent. It's just a very shocking. It's worse than the slow-mo CGI, if you ask me. That's the thing that takes you out the movie most. It's just like, who is this guy? What multiverse does he come from? Where New York
That's
is based in
acceptable.
London?
That's acceptable.
Acceptable acting. He should go to Hades and get his ass kicked.
And
What were your thoughts, Helen? Let's go.
No.
I'm glad I kept you guys happy
Yeah.
with this one.
I mean, it's not my go-to genre anyway. But, I will give anything a go, but I didn't have any connection with it. I mean, I kind of the little bits were a little bit of a Highlander ripoff, which obviously there can be only one
True.
kind of thing,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh,
and
that's
Ripley.
kind of yeah.
And a time cop. It's ripped off.
There's all kinds of-
and
And there is definitely a Matrixy vibe in there.
yeah, but I think I lost interest pretty early on.
I mean, there is no women in it except for
Carla Gugino, yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
That's it. They may saved a ton on this movie, didn't they? They must have spent
There
every
aren't that many
penny.
people in it at all.
There's not that many
actually,
people
right?
in the movie whatsoever. A couple of cops
They go
which
to
they
loads of different
reuse.
places.
Yeah, and they just reuse everyone every time as well.
And Bill Buchanan from 24's in it as well. Playing the same character he always plays.
So I think it's time to get some
Do the scores.
scores
Do the
on
scores.
Jet Li's The One. So first up, the recommendability score.
One
So-
day we're going to work out
Yeah.
how to say this.
So it's,
Recommendability score.
yeah, out of 5. And we'll start with Tony. It's your choice.
Recommendability 5. Because I know.
Defiance.
Because again, if you haven't seen it, you just maybe not. You won't necessarily love it. If you like new metal from the early 2000s, you'll almost definitely like this movie.
Hell yeah.
Let's make it a 4.
Make it 4.
5 scenes and a half.
Fantastic.
Jay.
5, I like it. I like it. Look how much fun we've all had because Tony recommended probably Jet Li's best work. Too big? Too big. I think it might be too much of a comment.
How many other movies have 2 Jet Li's in them? Come on.
Exactly.
Helen.
I'm going to give it a 1.
Oh,
I mean,
because of the 1.
It's the one.
I mean, if you are a Jet Li fan and you haven't seen that, that would be the only reason I think why you watch it. I think.
If you're a true Jet Li fan, you might not want to watch it. It's not
It's not his best, is it?
it's not his best martial arts work,
No.
let's say.
Or
I mean,
acting. Storyline. Yeah.
Maybe to complete your Stath collection as well. I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
true.
that is a curiosity.
So this is for completed.
Pre-transporter,
It's a good
So-
connection when you see like Snatch, Lock, Stock, Statham transition to Transporter Statham. It does fit in that middle bit where he learned how
There's
to...
also War, though, isn't it? So later on in both their careers, they come back together and they've done a movie called War.
War, yeah.
And then Expendables.
And Expendables,
Expendables,
exactly. But they're literally playing off each other like they are in this movie in War, but it's flipped, and that by that point, Statham is the like A-list guy, and Jet Li's like the other dude. And Statham's quite kung fu-y by then.
Guys, that,
Like he's in the
that was
room.
not an effects board. That was Jay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this 2. I know there's people who I think would vibe off this. If they,
Because there are still 2 who never became the one.
He went to repeat viewing score. Tony.
Repeat viewing.
How many times do you think you've seen it?
Once yesterday, and that's probably the first time I've watched it since I was about 16. So, no. Well, a couple of times. It's not. So it's a 3. You can watch it every few years.
Now you know it's on Netflix. Will there be times where you think, let's put it on?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because like I said earlier, Pacific Rim's not on Netflix. So.
Until Pac Rim's on Netflix, you're going to keep on watching the one. In protest.
Yes. there will be angry emails alongside them. Yeah.
Jay.
I've probably got to go 5. I watch this like once a year. I watch this a lot. This sits nicely in my space. Sci-fi, it's, dead romantic, heavy CGI. It's good. It's
Thumping soundtrack.
Killer soundtrack.
That is its definite defining.
Absolutely.
Helen.
I can't even give it a point. There's no.
Oh, we go to 0. Oh, no.
I mean, it took an hour and a half of my life that I'll never get back.
God, that feels like a minus point.
Yeah, sorry. There's no way I would watch this again. Yeah. I'm trying to forget that I've seen it.
Well, we're nearly there. We're going to raise it once we're finished, right?
So what did you take against it so much?
I mean, the story, the acting, the visual effects, the martial arts, rap bar.
Rap bar.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, and also, I do enjoy films that are quite mindless and quite entertaining, and I do love what James Wong did with the Final Destination films, which are kind of trashy and throwaway, and also kind of of that era as well. But yeah, this I didn't have that prior engagement that I think that you may have had. Yeah, and it's we were kind of talking about it on the way, sort of initial thoughts, and I think it's definitely one of those films that if you see it at a certain age, it just has that kind of the whole thing of an era. And then when you watch it again, you still enjoy that feeling you get with the first time that you watch it, and you have that connection. And I think with a lot of films, especially ones that kind of have aged slightly less well than others, if you come at that not seen it before, then you find it hard to take seriously. I think is a little bit.
I see that, yeah.
And even though
I don't think it was meant to be taken seriously.
No, but you don't find it as easy to buy into that world, and it sets you off on a wrong foot, because rather than being like, well, this is weird, and say for example, I'm a massive fan of Demolition Man, which is a little bit like this film, and it is really hokey. The science fiction is laughable.
Yeah, horrific.
The acting,
Three
the
shells.
acting is
Horrific.
Yeah.
but it's kind of that very
I
early
love that
90s
movie. Yeah.
era in terms
Yeah,
of the acting
absolutely.
and the relationships. But for someone who has never seen it, if I watched them with them, they would be like, are you actually serious? Have you seen this before and you're seeing it again? I think it definitely has that vibe. So while I'm obviously here not getting into it, I can see totally why.
I
And
love it. Yeah.
the fact, this is, the point of the podcast as well, is to watch films that you wouldn't normally do, and also revisit films and obviously try and get a wider audience for them. So
I think
it's done that, definitely.
That Demolition
Yeah.
Demolition Man's a great point, because I haven't seen it for a while and I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna think
Yeah,
it's
but
just
because
ridiculous.
it's Sylvester Stallone, you're like, love it. I'm in.
Yeah,
Whatever. 'cause
Sloane and
he's silly.
Snipes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't
And
do
Sandra
better.
Bullock
And
as
Sandra
well.
Bullock, yeah.
Yeah.
At,
great.
at the height of
Yeah.
Sandra Bullockness as well.
that rating.
That was speed.
Yeah.
That was speed, surely, no?
Yeah, but she's like, oh, that's like 94, isn't it? Speed. So
Yeah.
she's still riding the speed wave.
I remember I was so excited when Demolition Man came out. I was like, what?
Snipes
Yeah.
in the future.
And then the rats are in that because there's a rat burger in that
There's
as
rat
well.
burger
So
as well, yeah.
in the future there will be rats.
Is Demolition Man on Netflix? I need to check this out, because I don't know. I don't know if I want to check it out.
Anyway, repeat viewing.
For
Yeah,
me.
for you, yeah.
Repeat viewing. It depends. I don't want to give it a 0, so I don't
You
think
can be
it
honest,
deserves
it won't hurt my feelings.
that. I don't want to hurt State's feelings. He listen.
That's true.
Yeah, he'll come and
He
find
will
me.
come- Yeah.
I think if it's halfway through the film and it's on TV, I'd watch it to the end, because I think the end sequences are the best. Even though there's some stupid bits like where they're fighting each other and one's got this top on, one's got a top off, and then at the end both have got the light grey tops on, so they get confused. Of course, it's him. He's the bad one.
Genius.
Lucky
And they
Statham,
didn't even think to.
Yeah.
No one thought. Lucky Statham looked from about 10 meters away and saw the wedding ring,
The tan line.
the
right?
tan line of his
Yeah.
wedding ring. It's like, no, he's the good guy. Yeah, so
They
I like to see-
really hadn't put any thought into
No.
that at all, had they?
No.
Considering those two guys are directly like as twin as you can get, they were like, which one? That one? Cool.
Yeah, that would have been bad an island. Yeah.
Get him
It's
over
like,
to
yeah,
Hades.
should we just check? Should we just check?
Just
which
take
one?
5 minutes to we're going to into this.
Question being, how would you check?
Oh, tan lines.
Tan line. Yeah, other than that, how would you know?
Knowledge.
Just ask them, yeah, like,
Who's
wait.
the president of
Yeah.
the multiverse?
That's
Bill Clinton to Hades. There you go.
That's it. They had now the two
Yeah,
different presidents,
Al
wasn't
Gore
it?
was-
President Al Gore and President, not Reagan.
That's a pull, isn't it? Lucky.
What? Which president was it? The first Bush.
it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Eesh.
to show the difference in the multiverses.
That's right.
So I'm going to give it 1.
A begrudging.
A big one.
I don't want to be harsh. Small screen score.
It's amazing.
See, it is a visual masterpiece, so the small screen score is going to probably lose out a little bit on this one, sadly. Yeah, I don't think it's a movie that goes across particularly well.
But do you want to see this in the cinema?
I would love it if they remade it now and I could see it. No, would I want to? Yeah, no. So would I want to see it in the cinema?
Yeah.
That would. If yes, that gives it a good small screen, a bad small screen score.
Yes.
Wait. Yes, I'd want to go and see this in the cinema. What does that mean?
So
It's
so
just
it's a
smaller
low
small
risk.
screen.
Yeah.
So the lowest, yeah. 2? Yeah, I think 2. I don't know.
It's good, yeah, it's good in the small screen.
Yeah.
I bet it's pretty killer in the cinema as well. 3. Straight
3.
down the line.
All right. Helen, small screen score.
I'm going to say that's one of the benefits. The smaller the screen you can watch it on is probably the better. So I
Watch it on the iWatch.
I think it kind of works with Netflix a lot that it's you can watch it on your TV and you can casually watch it. You can get some mates round and maybe watch that as an intro to a better movie, or
Yeah.
or have it on for the soundtrack or something. So I think the effects deserve to be seen on a small screen, and I'm going to give it a 2. I think it works in that.
With a better score, it's 2. That is your highest score so far in this.
It is.
I'm going to give it a 3. I think it's good on the small screen. I wouldn't want to see it in the cinema. I wouldn't be asked to see it in the cinema.
I definitely would.
I love it how divided we are. This side of the table is like, great film. Great. And you guys
And
are
I
just
thought-
like,
but-
a pile of...
But we go and see Transformers movies on release day,
Yeah.
so we can't really be trusted.
unforgivable. We didn't know this beforehand, did we?
You wouldn't have come.
Not because we think they're quality as much as for the same reason as I like the one. It's just that nostalgia value. I have to do it. Yeah.
And one day they might remake Transformers the movie and,
Like,
and
yeah.
we'll
And
be
make,
there.
and make it
That's
actually
not on
good.
Netflix either. I did look. I'd have picked that.
I would have enjoyed that. That would have been good.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been very
That'd be awesome.
nostalgic.
Engagement score, Tony.
Oh god, that's tough.
One more time. What's that mean?
So that's like, do you have to pay attention whilst watching this film? Do you feel the need to pick out your phone and play around on Twitter?
Actually, no. Luckily, the story was written when there wasn't too much prior multiverse stories written, I'd say. So they didn't worry too much about the story. You could pretty much not pay any attention and just watch the fight scenes.
So that's quite low engagement.
It's low engagement.
Yeah, you don't have to
You won't
engage. It's
engage
still
at
good.
all.
Anyway.
Or is it? Does it keep you engaged so much that you can't pull yourself away?
I wouldn't go that far. Let's say 3.
Pretty low.
That's the movie I picked and it got 4, 3, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Well
yeah.
done, Tony.
From you, your score was 4, 3, 2, 3. I would say a 1 or a 2. Like, I'm very low. I'm gonna find something else to do because anything that isn't like fighting, shocking. Like, I don't care. I don't care if their little marriage falls to pieces. When his wife gets nailed, shot. I don't care. I'm like, there's probably another one. There's a lot of like, or if not, he'll get over it. Or not. Like, I don't care
doesn't
what
matter.
happens to Jet Li. I do want them to kick each other asses, though.
So 2.
Yeah, I mean, at best. At absolute best.
We'll be generous with you.
Apparently, I'm being very generous, actually, as well.
Helen, engagement score.
0. I mean,
Fully engaged.
I mean, the France Iceland game was on in the background, and I'm not even a football fan, and I had 1 screen, 2 screens.
Oh, look, football.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely lost it within the first 5-10. I think
After the rat bomb.
I think it was even the credits that
Oh, what?
I haven't. It just wasn't.
It
working.
wasn't for you straight away.
And I think because then I wasn't really paying attention, I don't even
You missed
know.
all the nuances in the story,
This is
didn't
it,
you?
yeah. Like, is he a bad guy? Which one? Who's? Yeah.
I'm going to give it 2. I don't think you need to pay attention at all. This is
A little bit though.
Well, clearly, yeah.
this is kind of a film where if you've got stuff to do in the house, I think you can put it on in the background, turn the volume up a bit. So when the Papa
Fight
Roach,
scenes kick off.
so when Papa Roach starts playing, you turn your attention towards the TV, watch that, and then go back to your hoovering.
Make a good podcast. The film will make a great podcast. Like, have on while you're doing something. This is such a killer soundtrack.
So the overall, let's go recommendability score 3,
Ooh,
repeat viewing score 2.25,
son of a.
small screen score 2.5, engagement score 1.1 1.75, overall score 2.4.
Solid
It's,
2.4.
it's not looking good. Netflix overall rating was 2 stars.
Really?
Generous, yeah.
Really?
Generous.
Netflix? 2 stars. They've got some terrible movies.
They've got Adam Sandler.
Which get at least 3. Well, no, not anymore.
Adam Sandler can't get 3.
Not anymore.
That's how far has anyone actually tried watching Ridiculous 6?
Yeah, I've watched that all the way through.
Oh, what? How did you make it through?
I just love Adam
Terrible person.
Sandler. I remember I still love Happy Gilmore. I still love Little Nicky.
Me too. It doesn't mean I watch the new ones.
I'm gonna watch in case he releases one. Just one great like Happy Madison movie.
That's kind of me and Woody Allen. Every one you get is
Same
it's going to
thing.
be it's
You never know.
but at least they're only an hour and a half, so
That is true.
I couldn't. 20 minutes. I think I was on the WhatsApp group with Helen, and I said, "Guys, I'm gonna start pressing play on Adam Sandler's Ridiculous 6," and I think I made it 15 minutes through, and I should have stopped at 5.
Well,
There were so many things that were just wrong with that.
the new one is called The Do-Over.
Yeah.
That's his
David
name.
Spade, isn't
David
it?
Spade.
It's like, Dave, they've asked me to make some terrible movies. I need your help.
Yeah. I got a bag of money. I'm sitting on a great big bag of money. Come sit on it with me for one movie. Yeah, it's awful. It's terrible. Probably gives better watchability than this, though.
Better than Jack and Jill?
Yeah, it's better than Jack
Not that
and
I
Jill.
watched that.
It's better than Jack and Jill, because Jack and Jill is one of the worst pieces of cinema that's ever made.
That's kind of his The One, really, isn't it?
One day, Helen, we're going to make you watch. Oh no, that means I'm have to make myself watch Ridiculous 6.
Yeah, no, let's not do this.
No, all right. For the final episode of this ever podcast, we will watch Ridiculous 6.
The challenge.
That's what we'll do to sign off.
So tough.
Dreading it already. Well, it's been something.
Emotional, I think, is the word.
Right,
Well, I'm glad everyone loved my movie.
I know this is what the podcast.
I'm going to go home and watch it again.
This is exactly why we're doing this. We want to watch films that I've not seen before, and it's super cool to have watched it and had an opinion.
Yeah. 2.4, I think that's pretty good.
I was expecting less coming into this session.
I think your 2.5s helped a lot, Jack.
I loved it. It's great.
Yeah, I think you were more sort of enthusiastic than Tony was, and he picked it.
Across the
You
board.
convinced me. What can I say? It's pretty bad when I think about it.
Apart from engagement, across the board, I scored higher than Tony did.
Awesome. Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us, indeed. It's been great fun.
Do you want to give your shows a one last plug so people can
yeah.
check out what you do when you're not?
Laughing about Jet Li's The One, watching Jet Li's back catalogue. So we are the hosts of a podcast called How to Write a Tune. You can find us at howtowriteatune.com. We're nearly a year in or so. Every week we release an episode with a different artist where we sit down and talk about their story and how they kind of are inspired and have a bit of a laugh, and quite often don't talk about how to write songs, but
Once in a while.
we find a musician who really wants to pick up music.
At the end of those episodes, there's a lot of high fives flying around.
Yeah.
I'm Tony. I'm also a host and producer of How to Write a Tune, and also with Jay, directors of Jail Productions, for all your content creation needs. Is that mine? Is that on this?
I think we're keeping that.
Yeah.
It's a winner.
Links to the show notes, guys. Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks to our special podcasting superstars, Tony and Jay from How to Write a Tune. And they are also responsible for the sweet editing, and they are GL Productions. Find them for all your editing needs. And thank you also to the Mighty People for their tunes.
Of course, guys, subscribe to us on iTunes.
Follow us on Twitter at FlixWatcher Pod and visit the website flixwatcher.tv for full listings.